Reading the Porsche Cayman EV for the first time feels like watching a familiar athlete evolve into a new discipline. Every line, every mechanical choice, and every software decision is an attempt to translate a legacy of mid-engine balance and driver-centric purity into an electric future. And for the most part, the Cayman EV succeeds with authority. From the outside, the car keeps the Porsche silhouette that made the original Cayman iconic: a compact, low-slung profile, a short overhang fore and aft, and muscular haunches over the rear wheels that promise grip and composure. Yet the designers have subtly refreshed the surface language to suit the battery platform, widening the greenhouse slightly for improved visibility while sharpening the creases around the nose and the rear diffuser to optimize aero efficiency without stealing the car's sporting soul. Up front, a smoother, more sculpted bumper and slimmer LED matrix headlights give the Cayman EV a modern, purposeful look. In back, the full-width light bar and sculpted rear spoiler integrate actively with the car's thermal and aerodynamic needs, deploying at speed to balance drag and downforce. The body feels taut and premium in hand. Panel gaps are Porsche-type, paint finishes are deep, and available carbon fiber or lightweight alloy wheel options make clear that mass savings remain a priority even when so much of the weight is occupied by a battery pack. Step inside and the cabin is recognizably Porsche. A driver-oriented cockpit, deeply bolstered sport seats, and a compact steering wheel with tactile controls. But the Cayman's interior receives a contemporary digital upgrade that blends traditional analog tactility with modern minimalism. The instrument cluster mixes a crisp central tachometer-style display, now virtual, with configurable digital side screens for navigation, energy flow, and vehicle dynamics. A slightly angled central touch display handles vehicle settings, maps, and media, while physical controls remain where they matter most: climate, drive mode selector, and the gear tactile shifter, preserving an immediate sense of control. Materials are top tier: soft-touch leathers, Alcantara options, refined brushed metal, and genuine carbon trim create a cocoon that is both sporty and comfortable for longer drives. Storage is decent for a sports car: a usable front trunk, and a rear cargo area that swallows weekend bags, though cargo volume is less than a similarly sized hatchback due to the mid-rear battery packaging. The smallness, however, only reinforces the Cayman's mission as a driver's tool rather than a utility vehicle. Under the skin, Porsche engineers have placed the battery and motor architecture where they best preserve the car's handling DNA: a low central battery pack that keeps the center of gravity down, and a configuration that retains a near-ideal weight distribution. Early prototypes suggest a dual motor setup, one motor on the front axle and one on the rear, giving true all-wheel drive with torque vectoring that Porsche calibrates sharply to emulate the nimble yaw control the ICE Cayman provided. Power outputs span a range: a base Cayman EV tuned for 350 to 420 HP for the purist driver who values balance over outright sprint numbers, and a Performance S and GTS-like variant pushing beyond 600 HP for anyone chasing track day supremacy. Acceleration is electrifying in the literal sense. Instant torque delivers a snap off the line with linear throttle response, yet Porsche's engineers have dialed the software to provide progressive power delivery in the mid-range so that liftoff oversteer remains coachable rather than explosive. The Cayman EV's chassis calibration is where the car earns its stripes. Adaptive dampers, optional active anti-roll bars, and a redesigned double wishbone front and multi-link rear suspension work together to deliver remarkable body control and communication. Even with the added battery mass, the Cayman EV can rotate into corners with surgical precision. Steering is weighted and communicative, with a connectedness that masks the silence of the electric drivetrain and translates road texture into a satisfying controlled response. Thermals and battery management are Porsche-grade. An advanced liquid cooling system and active thermal routing keep battery temperatures in an optimal window, supporting both rapid charging and repeated track laps without the severe power fades seen in lesser EVs. The battery chemistry choices, a high-density NMC pack with clever cell packaging and a modest focus on long life over absolute energy density, mean real-world range numbers that will be competitive but not class-leading. Expect an EPA equivalent figure in the 250 to 330 mile bracket depending on spec and wheel/tire choices, with the more performance-oriented variants at the lower end of that range. Porsche's onboard charging includes an 800-volt architecture, in line with Taycan technologies, enabling ultra-fast DC charging. When cold-soaked and at optimal state of charge, you can add a meaningful 10 to 80% charge in roughly 20 to 25 minutes on high-power public chargers. And AC in the home is practical thanks to 11 to 22 kilowatt onboard charging options. This level of charging performance paired with a precisely mapped thermal management system makes the Cayman EV surprisingly capable for spirited canyon runs followed by highway cruises. You can spend a morning on a favorite back road and still recharge enough at a midday stop to head home without drama. Driving impressions blend old and new. The Cayman EV retains the class-defining mid-engine balance that Porsche fans crave, with cornering precision that encourages tail braking, subtle steering inputs, and a playful rear end when you want it. The car's regenerative braking is tunable, providing strong one-pedal behavior for urban commuting, while allowing a more traditional coasting feel for drivers who prefer to use the mechanical brakes for modulation. In sport modes, the Regen is blended to support track behavior without unsettling the chassis. Braking hardware is substantial. Optional carbon ceramic rotors and high-friction pads are available for frequent track users, and brake feel has been engineered to be progressive and predictable despite the friction regen hybrid system. NVH is surprisingly well handled. The electric drivetrain silence enhances the sense of speed rather than diminishing it, with Porsche adding subtle speakers and synthetic engine sounds only to provide auditory feedback when desired, allowing drivers to toggle between the immersive silence and a richer engineered soundstage for dramatic effect. Technology and driver aids are modern and include the latest Porsche Active Safety Suite, adaptive cruise that coordinates with topographic maps and traffic data, lane keep assist tuned to be minimally intrusive, and optional LiDAR-assisted Level 2+ features for highway driving. Infotainment integrates with Porsche Connect, providing real-time charging station locations, predictive range management, and over-the-air updates that refine driving characteristics and add features over time. For the enthusiast, there's robust telemetry and driving data capture baked in, plus a track-focused display mode that helps you analyze lateral G, lap times, and motor temperatures. Connectivity also extends to personalized driving profiles, allowing different drivers to save seat, steering, motor calibrations, and battery conditioning preferences. Practicality and ownership are thought through. Porsche offers bespoke service packages and a battery warranty aligned with industry expectations, likely an 8-year, 100,000-mile coverage. And the brand's residual values historically hold up well, although EV depreciation dynamics are evolving, and buyers should consider the pace of EV tech advancement when evaluating long-term ownership. Running costs are lower in terms of routine maintenance, no oil changes, fewer moving parts, but watch for tire and brake wear if you consistently exploit the car's dynamic capabilities. Pricing will position the Cayman EV above many streamlined EVs, but below flagship Porsche models. Expect a premium for the Porsche badge and the car's unique driving character, with optional performance and luxury packages that can push the price into high 4 or low 5 figures above base MSRP depending on spec. Competitively, the Cayman EV sits in a select group of premium EV sports cars. It competes with the likes of lighter Tesla Roadster aspirations, Alpine or Lotus electric sports concepts, and higher trim versions of EV sports coupes from Audi or BMW. Where it wins is in its chassis pedigree and driving purity. Porsche's decades of mid-engine tuning translate into cornering confidence and a tactile connection few rivals match, while rivals may beat it on raw range or price. The Cayman EV's weaknesses are mostly the inevitable compromises of packaging a performance EV into a compact sports car. It will be heavier than its ICE ancestor, range will vary meaningfully with spirited driving, and cargo space will remain limited compared to mainstream EVs. For buyers who prioritize driving engagement and brand heritage, those trade-offs are acceptable and even expected. In summary, the Cayman EV is a disciplined and persuasive translation of Porsche's sports car DNA into electric propulsion. It preserves the mid-engine balance and direct steering of the classic Cayman while adding blistering instant torque, an immaculately engineered battery and thermo system, modern infotainment and driver aids, and a level of build quality and material refinement that justify its premium. It's not the longest range EV on the market, and nor is it intended to be. Instead, it's a focused, driver-first machine that lets you enjoy silent launches, razor-sharp cornering, and the convenience of fast charging when you need it, all wrapped in the emotional and tactile experience only a Porsche can deliver.